Welcome to another exhilarating episode of Comic Book Straight Talk, brought to you from the secret basement inside one of America's oldest comic shops, Tulsa's own The Comic Empire. Now, true believers, open up your ear holes and get ready to have your head filled with the best comic book knowledge this galaxy can handle. That's right, it's time for another nerd overload with Comic Book Straight Talk.
Welcome back to Comic Book Straight Talk. This Dalian.
Terry. Kenny.
It's delayed there. And we're going to talk a little bit about some of the announcements, sparse comic announcements, Comic-Con this year. And maybe touch on some of the media announcements, since that's what they pretty much have gone to now. The big thing was the Thursday? Then we released the surprise Top Gun trailer.
That was a big surprise?
That was a surprise that they announced it, but my question is why announce it there? But
why announce it there? Because that's where
everyone else announces
everybody
it, right?
announces stuff, so why not announce it there?
Comic news wise,
were you excited about Top Gun?
It looked interesting. It looked good, yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
I thought it looked good.
Yeah, it looks fine.
Pretty, yeah, I mean,
it's not necessarily comic news or
I
comic,
know, right? Exactly,
but
I know.
That's what San Diego is now. It's pretty much
exactly.
media. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm a fan of the late great Top Gun movie.
The late great. So we'll delve back. We'll delve back into the media.
We do have our buddy Charles, who likes his claim to fame is he's never seen Top Gun.
Oh God, I remember Tanner up here talking to Mike about the Karate Kid. I went off on a tangent for that, though.
Boy, speaking of Karate Kid,
but hold on, and Mike and Tanner's assistant, you've seen it, and you've seen the Karate Kid. And Mike's like, I've never seen the Karate Kid. You've got to have seen it. It's one of the '80s movies, he would not let it go for a while. But it was funny because Mike's never seen the Karate Kid. But anyway, what about?
Well, another thing, San Diego Comic Con, they talked about Cobra Kai season 3, I believe, and they're kind of talking about like maybe it's going to try to go back to a happy place in season 3. But I'll tell you what, one thing I saw, the only place you can watch it is it's on YouTube, and you have to have a subscription
YouTube Red, I think, or
YouTube Red,
yeah.
Or you can of course bootleg it, which I'm sure a lot of people do. But
we do not do that around
but you
here.
Can.
We do not support that.
At the same time, there's people who are putting up Blu-rays of it on eBay, and they're going for like hundreds of dollars.
How can they do that? I mean, I thought eBay wouldn't let them do that.
Anymore, they early eBay you could put stuff bootlegs up there. Then there was a time where they didn't allow bootlegs.
I tried to put a bootleg CD of an Elvis
and now
that I made.
Now there's bootlegs all over
Okay.
eBay again. I was just kind of looking around. I'm hoping that they put it out on Blu-ray or something. I'll probably
I haven't seen it. I've heard it's really good. Y'all have talked about it, and so it's.
I guess they technically can make a Blu-ray because I guess they're able to download it in 1080 and then actually put it on a Blu-ray. But I've seen some other stuff out there that's like the X-Men animated series.
That's been out. That's been released though.
But it's on DVD. They've never put it on Blu-ray.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
And people are putting it on Blu-ray and saying it's a Blu-ray, but it's DVD quality.
But not Blu-ray quality.
It's not been enhanced or anything. And I see a lot of that on eBay anymore. But that's getting a little off the topic.
Let's dive back into the comic news.
Okay. Good that they announced season 3 though.
Yes. Cobra Kai is a lot of fun.
Dan DiDio, or DiDio, Dildo. Anyway,
this is a kid-friendly show, Dal.
I'm sorry. He at the DC Universe panel, they were talking about the facsimile editions, and he's wishing that DC wouldn't have put them out because to him it's looking at the past and not looking to the future stories, which I understand. But at the same time, Tom Taylor, I think it was, or someone, I can't remember, I think it was Tom Taylor, it may have been someone else. This kind of point was that those are stories that people grew up reading, and they want to share those with their kids, and so that's, but he thinks that they should not be doing, or Dan thinks that they should not be doing that, and should be focusing on new stories and pushing the stuff forward, not looking at the past.
Oh, no, it's I've talked about this numerous times. They should be, like, I'm going to start with, of course, Batman and Detective. I would love to see a monthly or a bi-monthly of Batman and Detective from the Golden Age going all the way up into, I don't know, at least through the Silver Age.
No.
I would have those on my pull list every week, or every time they come out, it'd be on my pull list.
But a lot of that, though, the art just didn't hold up, though. The stories didn't really hold up.
That doesn't matter.
Well, I mean,
there are people that collect Batman and Detective. They're never going to own those issues unless they get the Golden
True.
Age omnibuses or
Right.
something similar to that. And have you seen the Golden Age omnibus?
they're expensive.
They're expensive, but they're awful. They've been re-inked, and it's like they've just taken buckets of ink and just slapped it in there.
I still think the
So
best
I would
DC
like to see a
reprint
facsimile of
series.
each one of those up into probably the Silver Age, and there would be numerous people picking those up.
Probably.
Well, Didio even said in his quote that we're releasing these facsimile editions and they're selling better than the new comics.
And it's
it's
maybe
about, you should learn from that.
And why not put those out? Because they're not making money off of back issues. Because with Batman and Detective, most people can't afford them, and they're not the ones putting them out because they're out there. And it's all about money when it comes down to it. If they can print those cheap enough and get the money for it, why not?
Well, I know.
And I'd love to see them not to put it on. They don't need to put it on new paper. Just put it on some, a nice cover with some just newsprint again.
Yeah.
Just get
well,
it out
I know
to
we've
me.
talked about it, that they're releasing a lot of the Golden Age books and stuff digitally on their DC DC Access site.
That's fine.
And that's cool. I think really honestly the best collections they've done were the DC archives that they did. There were $50 $50 archives, and you got like 10 issues, 5 to 10 issues of them. I think, and they weren't horribly colored.
Yeah, those are fine. Just
yeah.
as a fan of a particular series, I think there's enough fans out there, at least for Batman and Detective, and probably other ones. They would.
See,
like
I wish
to
they
have
would
those
do.
originals.
Was it in the 70s? With the Batman, I know it was the 80s at least, where they would like start a story in Batman and it would continue over in Detective, then they would jump back and forth.
Yeah.
I wish they would start, kind of at that time and do a Batman and Detective in one issue. So you got one full story, you got the 2 issues and you jump in each month, do it that way.
Mm-hmm.
That way you kind of flow the story.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that.
Because it kind of sucks when you're going to read a Batman from that time. And it's like, continue to Detective. Well, if you don't have Detective, you just only get half the story.
Right.
Like, how do you know this person got shot? They're in the hospital the next issue. But yes, I agree that they do need to do the reprint series. And when they did that in the Essential DCs, Essential Vertigos, they did Swamp Things and they did Sandmans, and they sold really well.
Well, the classic X-Men.
Yeah,
they did that. That was a whole reprint run, and people are still buying those to this day. So
I have started buying those.
Again?
I've never had those, actually.
But they weren't exact reprints.
They were not exact reprints.
No.
There was new stuff in some of them.
Right.
Or was it newer stuff towards the end of that? I can't remember.
I think they had new covers, and then they did some new stories and some stuff, and some of the other issues, But yeah, Dan doesn't like to look in the past. He wants to look in the future.
Well,
Dan should be in the past.
Yeah.
If it all comes down to money, and that's what these corporations are about, and if this old stuff is selling, it doesn't make any sense not to put it out.
Well, and something we've also kind of hit on a couple of years ago is what if Marvel or DC folds and they just license the characters out? I mean, if Dark Horse were to license out, Batman, I guarantee they'd do the older stuff.
They'd probably get sued by DC.
Well, if they licensed out.
Oh.
I'm saying if they would license if they were to fold, Time Warner shut down DC and just license the characters out.
I got you.
They could. I mean, you could probably see stuff like that more.
I don't see them folding though.
Well, I don't either. But this is just like a 1%, 10% kind of money wise.
So back to Comic-Con.
Back to Comic-Con, yes. We have House of X, which I thought was House of X. It's House of 10. The Brian Hickman relaunching the new Marvel.
House of 10.
It's House of X. Well, because it's the Roman numeral X, which is 10.
Yeah. And
so that's what it's being called, is House of 10, not House of X. It makes more sense being called House of X, I thought.
What does the 10 stand for?
We're supposed to find that out. Yeah.
Whatever.
I'm thinking maybe the 10 times 10, variant covers they're doing for it or something, But anyway,
1 in 10 variant covers for everything.
Yeah. But they're doing the Powers of Powers of X and House of X. So they talked about 6 issues of that as a miniseries, and then they're going to launch 6 new series out of that. So that was really the big Marvel news. Was just talking about that
For comics.
for comics. Yeah, I mean everything else has just been
A lot of the news, like I had said earlier, is just variant covers of stuff that's coming out. That's San Diego Comic-Con exclusive covers.
right.
So
And I don't know. I mean, back on that deal, like I said, there's one team's going to have all the Summers family together with Wolverine. So I'm expecting them to announce that Wolverine is like the great grandfather of Scott Summers somehow. Maybe that's how that's connected. Or great grandfather.
maybe he'll have another kid. Maybe Scott Summers is his kid.
Maybe.
Yeah. Since he already has a bajillion kids now.
Yes.
All over the place.
One
He even
team
has them in alternate realities too.
One team is we get Betsy Braddock will become Captain Britain. New Mutants is getting a new series with Wolfsbane, who died this last few months ago. She's back. Fallen Angels will be done by Hickman, I believe, with Ashley Witter doing covers. So that's really about all the news I can think of. I didn't see any
Going back to the
Dark
media stuff,
Horse.
then.
I didn't see any Dark Horse news. I mean, unless you all saw something.
I know.
I mean, normally IDW or something would. I haven't seen really a whole lot.
Well, I haven't really,
What's wrong,
I haven't really
Kenny?
delved. I'm sure there has been some news, but I haven't really delved into it or looked into it that much. I mean, I've just kind of paid attention mainly to, like most everybody else, what is being shown and what is being talked about, and that's mainly the media news. So,
Zenoscope announced that Robin Hood will have a new series in November.
And we're getting a new Zenoscope series.
I don't care about that. Robin Hood will be back in November.
Well, okay,
Robin
but
Hood Vigilante.
well, that'd be cool. But the other one is that what?
It's not Robin Hood.
Monster Planet or Planet Monster?
It's not Robin Hood, so I don't
Well,
care.
I understand that, but
she might need to go there to fight some monsters.
That's
though.
right. She
Monster
might.
Island,
Yeah.
Is it Monster Island?
I think so.
Yeah, something like that. I didn't see who the artist or anything were for it, but the cover they showed looked pretty nice.
Yeah. It
So,
did look nice.
Yeah.
And they had another one that was like a sci-fi story.
Black Cells again or Black Sable again? Damn, I want more of that.
It was like Ether or something like that.
We're getting Return to Vader's Castle. I know you've been waiting for that, haven't you?
I have been waiting for that.
Yeah.
Well, one thing I was interested in though is the it's more gaming news as opposed to comic book news, but is Witcher, and that is I played Witcher 1 and 2, and they were pretty fun, but it really hit its stride with Witcher 3, and so Netflix is going to bring Witcher to the big screen with Henry Cavill being the Witcher.
Yeah.
So I'm
It's
excited
actually
about
getting
that.
ready to start.
It was a TV show.
Right, it's going to be, well, I mean, to the big
small screen.
The small screen is the big screen anymore, for the most part, because it comes right to your house. So I'm looking forward to that, because it's going to be an interesting story, I think. And if you've played Witcher 3, where I think it really hit its stride, it's just a great world, great characters.
Dark Horse has done some of the comics.
Yeah, there has been some
some
comics
Witcher
of it,
comics, right.
But it's the game, Witcher 3, is just amazing.
Stephen King and Owen King, his son, I guess, are going to be doing an IDW book together.
And there's going to be a sequel to It. It sounds to me it's going to be
It's called It 2. It's getting ready to hit in the theaters.
Yeah, it's going to be with it looks to me like it's going to be a bit more like the original TV series. There's going to be there's going to be the older children and the younger children. There's going to be flashbacks back and forth.
Isn't that what this movie is? Flashbacks, or is this movie?
That's what I'm saying. The It 2 that's getting ready to come out reminds me of the original miniseries, TV miniseries.
Okay.
The way it's being shot.
Gotcha. Okay. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. They're going to team up with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Could care less.
I'm just throwing out
I
IDW
couldn't
news.
care less.
Man, Rob Liefeld. Good old Rob.
Monster Planet.
Monster Planets is in a scope book. Okay. Good old Rob's going to do a G.I. Joe story, or series with Snake Eyes.
I wonder if Major X will show up.
I wonder if he's going to have feet.
No.
Snake Eyes don't have feet.
Snake Eyes doesn't have feet. He has pegs.
His pegs.
How do you feel about Natalie Portman being Lady Thor?
Ugh.
I thought she did a fine job.
She did a fine. You know what? I'm looking forward to it. You know, it's.
But I'm not sure I see her as a Thor character.
Well, I mean,
as being Thor.
It's pretty much the natural progression of the character in this comic stories. I mean,
sure, but I just don't see her. She's just. I mean.
Would you prefer them to recast her?
Yes, I would.
Oh, well. I mean, she
Or
is an Oscar-winning actress. You know.
Well,
for the pianist.
That means very little.
You know, I'm fine with it. I mean,
yeah, you roll with all the punches, though.
If the story is based more on the Aaron stuff, and they kind of do a lot more of that, I think it'll be fine. I mean, it's the story about the person who picks up the hammer, not the story of, it's the same arguments that people have had since
I
all
don't
that.
think Natalie Portman is worthy.
Doesn't matter if Natalie Portman's worthy. Is Jane Foster worthy? And on that note, we also get Hawkeye on Disney XD. No, Disney Plus.
Yes.
We'll be doing the Hawkeye series.
You'll get it on Disney Plus.
Yeah, I will get it on Disney Plus.
I won't get it because I'm not getting Disney Plus.
I don't know. They've got some good series. Falcon will be Sam Wilson. The Falcon will be Captain America, as we saw at the end of Endgame. Sorry, spoilers. But he'll be in the costume in the Winter Soldier and Falcon series. Loki will be on there.
The Hawkeye is going to be based off the Matt Fraction.
It is. It is, and it's going to have Kate.
And
Kate's going to be in it.
Bishop to be in
Yep.
it. So how do you think it's going to play out? Is it going to play out like he's looking for Kate Bishop to be the new Hawkeye because of what he had become as Ronin?
I think it's going to be kind of a darker kind of
That's what I'm saying.
dealing with all that.
Ronin,
yeah, right, and kind of dealing with that.
And he doesn't feel that he's worthy of that mantle anymore.
He couldn't pick up the hammer.
Yeah, he couldn't pick up the hammer,
no.
so they passed
Natalie
it on
beat
to
him.
Kate Bishop.
Yeah,
and that also will be a kind of one of the elements starting the new MCU,
right?
With some new younger characters.
Mm-hmm.
To
still, I'm saying Power Pack. I've been saying that for freaking 7 years. Power Pack.
Mm-hmm.
And
keep saying it.
Oh, actually, it's in development. See?
So is New Mutants, supposedly.
Yeah, that's been filmed. It's been filmed and refilmed and shelved and but Wanda and WandaVision.
WandaVision, yes.
Yeah, it's supposed to have somebody in it, but I can't remember who was going to be in that one.
There's going to be people in it as robots.
But I forget what character is supposed to show up in that.
All I know is I looked at their little timeline, and there was only 3, and they were movies that I had any interest in.
Black Panther 2? Black Panther 2?
That wasn't on there, was it?
It's been slotted.
Slotted, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was Master of Kung Fu, Black Widow, and Doctor Strange.
Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings.
Yeah, which his main villain will be the Mandarin. Which fits, since they can't use...
But it's not going to be the original Mandarin that was in the Iron Man movies.
They have said that was a...
Not a real
imposter
Mandarin.
Right.
And supposedly the real Mandarin is going to come in and wipe out the Ben Kingsley Mandarin for being the imposter.
That's your fan fiction.
No, this is what I've... Well, it's just I guess rumored. I don't know if it's really true, but
I imagine
it would kind of tie things in.
Right, yeah.
Have they cast the Mandarin yet?
I have not heard.
I don't know if they have cast the Mandarin. But the gentleman who's playing Shang-Chi, he's not been in a lot of stuff that I can think of. Mm-mm. He's been in a lot of... I think he's been in some TV stuff.
He is Asian.
Yeah, he is Asian. What? Wait, you're casting an Asian character as an Asian
character?
Right,
I know. It's shocking.
So, I don't know. It looks pretty good. It looks interesting.
Oh, one comic news that came out a little bit before San Diego was that Danny Ketch is going to be back as Ghost Rider.
Fine. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Danny Ketch is good
That
character.
other Zenoscope series is called Unbound
Unbound.
by Igor Vitorino and Ivan Nunez.
The name sounds familiar.
There's been rumor that Baron Zemo is supposed to be showing up, and it has been confirmed that Baron Zemo will be showing up.
But this says Ralph Tedesco. So I don't know.
Zemo. Didn't he show up in Civil War, though?
Yeah, but I don't. Were we sure that
Well,
was?
well, that was Helmut. Helmut Zemo.
Yeah.
Which was the father, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
New Thor movie was announced.
Yeah, we discussed that.
Did we?
Yeah. Thor 4 would be Natalie Portman as Thor.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we did talk about
Yeah.
that.
But they did announce.
Wishful thinking, though.
Yeah, but they did announce as Guardians of the Galaxy.
Right.
Which would be Thor will be in that. So
New Terminator movie will be out too.
with Edward Furlong, he's back. Young John Connor. In fact, I think he was in Oklahoma City this weekend.
Really?
Some horror show. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I had that in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could have gone up and seen old Eddie.
I could have. I'm not too excited about the Terminator movies. After 1, they've all been downhill.
Oh, see, 2 was the best one.
2 was one of the worst ones.
2 was the best one. 3 and 4 were the best.
No, because that kid sucked.
Highlander 4 was the greatest Highlander ever made.
Now you're just
Uh-huh.
talking silly.
No, see.
They didn't make any other Highlanders after 1.
You're just trying to see if Terry will actually smack the crap out of you.
But no, yes, new Terminator's coming out.
I mean, I like all the I like the Terminators. I kind of like the main storyline and everything, but man, they just can't. After that first one, they just haven't done. They've just been
Let's see, I thought
Like
the
I
first
said,
one. I thought the
Terminator
first one
2
was
was
So
awful.
I didn't like the first one.
A lot of times when you put a kid in a movie, though, they suck.
So you don't like movies with kids.
I don't care for movies with
So
kids.
you hated Shazam.
Shazam was
kid.
okay.
No. You just said if it puts a kid in
I
the movie.
said most. I didn't say all.
So how do you feel about Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead?
Yeah.
Because that was all kids.
That one was okay. It's most of them they suck, but no, Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter Was Dead. It's a good movie.
Are you sure?
Should be on Blu-ray. Why it's not on Blu-ray yet, I have no idea.
Are you positive?
Am I positive that it's not on Blu-ray?
No, you positive that it was good?
Yes, it's a good movie.
Okay.
I've seen it. I've got it on DVD. Would have it on Blu-ray if they put it out on Blu-ray.
Okay.
It had Christina Applegate in it, so
Yes.
it's automatically a good movie.
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, no, I don't think I've seen all the movie all the way through. I've seen most of it, but
Yeah, it's a good movie. Should be in everybody's collection.
and why isn't it though?
Because they haven't put it on Blu-ray yet. That's probably it.
Okay. I don't want to see merchandise. I want to see actual news.
But you can still get the DVD. Well, I mean, like you said, there's just really, I mean, it's mainly movie news and nothing really. I mean, they did, of course, announce that there will be an FF movie.
Right, FF, and they're gonna
And Eternals. They even
Eternals,
showed
yep.
some of the people that were going to be the Eternals.
Selma Hayek's in it.
Selma Hayek.
Mm-hmm.
Is Keanu Reeves going to play Dr. Doom?
They haven't
don't know.
announced. They haven't announced people.
Well, Keanu Reeves signed a contract with Marvel.
Oh, it did.
I could see him. There's that one movie that I saw with he's in it. I kind of liked it. I think you watched it. You
The
saw it.
underground fighting one?
Yeah, the Man from Tai Chi or Man of
Yeah.
Tai Chi or something like that. And he plays sort of this masked character in there.
He could do.
He was masked?
Yeah, and a lot of them he had a mask on and he didn't want anybody to know who he was.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
I liked it. It was okay.
I enjoyed it.
I could see him do it. I mean, he give him a chance to play the villain again.
Well, he was a villain in Man of Tai Chi.
Yeah,
That's what I say. Play the villain again, because he also played the villain in Much Ado About
he's
Nothing.
kind of a villain in John Wick, sort of. I mean, you know, he's an
Bobby
assassin. So
Mentioned the Doctor Strange earlier. It's going to be Doctor Strange and something of the multiverse.
Mm-hmm.
going to be a PG-13 movie.
But the villains will be Nightmare and Shumagoth? Shumagarath, yes. You know, the big stand-in for Lovecraft.
Well, they've been talking about having Nightmare as a villain in Doctor Strange from the announcement of the first Doctor Strange movie.
Yeah. So, yeah, I didn't like how they did Dormammu in the first Doctor Strange movie.
No, I didn't care for the way they did Dormammu either, and they'll probably do the same thing with Nightmare as well.
I don't know.
So.
You didn't like that he was a flaming skull on the other side?
Well, I mean, you didn't really get to see a lot of that too much, though. I mean, I just thought it was a distorted mirror kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I'm fine with this flaming skull. If you could, I just remember seeing it and not being able to really tell what it was too well. So,
still one of the best Doctor Strange movies is Dr. Modred from Full Moon.
You hurt me sometimes.
It's a good movie.
Yeah.
Even the TV series they did of actual Doctor Strange is pretty good.
Yeah.
So, but you can still get. It's
What else we got?
I don't have anything else.
So you have nothing else?
I have nothing else. I don't know.
Nothing?
That's it.
I did see DC. Tom King is going to be doing a Adam Strange series.
That's kind of strange.
Well, okay. I'm just hoping it's, I'm just hoping it's Vision Tom King and not Batman Tom King. Or Mr. Miracle Tom King.
So now Adam Strange will be depressed and need to go to therapy.
Well,
ooh, there could be like a round, a round circle of all of Tom King's characters in therapy. And we could have all these.
Wasn't that what he was in Crisis was?
We could do a whole series of mini-series. We would start off, and this one guy could kind of tell his story, and then it'd come back to the circle, and Adam Strange, he'd tell his story.
I'm out. Yeah, that's really about all the news that there was. I mean,
all the news that was news.
It was news. I mean.
I think it's probably hard for him to keep stuff under wraps with social media and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, and that's kind of that. It's back in the day, we didn't have that, and so, but there, like we've talked about, when we've been there twice, and it's
back in the day though. Also,
Comic-Con we've been twice.
Yeah. Back in the day, we didn't have much news of media stuff because there wasn't technology to make such great movies anymore.
Well, that's what I was going with, was because we've been there a couple of times, and from the first time we went to the second time we went, you could tell the shift had changed so much. Because the first time, they had Tokyo Pop was there, all these people giving out stuff, all the publishers and everything, and then several years later we went, and it was just video games and more media had taken over at that time.
Anymore, it's
they should just drop comic from the name and just be
San Diego
Pop Culture Con or something.
They should call it the San Diego Comic-Con eBay outlet.
Yeah.
That's where you go there and boom, you just wait for stuff to be on eBay because that's what all those people are there for. To grab stuff and throw it up on eBay.
Yeah, I mean the solicitations, the products are already sold out before you even get to there.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I was getting notifications 2 weeks ago from Hasbro I could get my my number there to get stuff, and not that I did, but
so
yeah.
San Diego Comic-Con eBay outlet.
Yep. It's okay. Anything else you got for
I don't
that?
have anything else.
Nothing else?
No.
I watched Shazam.
Did you like it?
Yeah.
Had kids in it though.
Yeah. Go figure.
Yeah.
The girls watched Aquaman and they still hated it, so.
I liked Aquaman.
I did too, and so I was like, did we see the same movie? I mean, but
I enjoyed Aquaman.
I didn't think it was like the greatest movie, but I've never found a movie that I thought was the greatest movie yet, so. I've found a lot of movies that were good. Highlander 2 was just...
There's no other Highlander movies. What are you talking
Planet
about?
Zeist was so cool looking. But no, for a DC movie, I thought it was one of the best, one of the better DC movies.
I'd put a notch under Wonder Woman.
Which one? Shazam or Aquaman?
Aquaman.
Yeah. Yeah, same here. I mean, Wonder Woman I thought was,
Wonder Woman was really good up towards that ending.
Yeah.
That battle was pretty cheesy. And you knew who the bad guy was the entire movie. So, I don't know. They're kind of neck and neck, I guess.
Yeah. But Shazam I thought was really good. So hopefully it was kind of a turn in the right direction the last two movies, and kind of they're going to hopefully
Shazam reminded me quite a bit. Not exactly, but had elements of a kick-ass movie in it.
Well, that's what you said going into it, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it did feel like that. Just with maybe less cursing, less violence, maybe, per se.
Well, the scene where he's in the mall, it's like, your phone's charged, your phone's charged. And then they all explode. But it had some good scenes in that movie. I liked it a lot. So.
Yeah.
Well, okay, then.
I'm done.
You're done? You're done? Anything else?
No.
No? All right. Well, for Comic Book Straight Talk, this is Dalian.
Terry.
Kenny.
Have a good one.
Yep.